All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having us. My name's Nate Winkle from Cavallo, talking about our Profit Max platform. I am the product lead for the Profit Max platform. I've been with Cavallo for about a year and a half, and just like Chris, it's my first time being at the Acumatica Summit in Seattle. It was a great time. If I met you there, awesome. If not, I look forward to seeing you again. Before we dive into the demo, I want to start a little bit talking about Cavallo. Our goal is to make our customers and their customers immensely more profitable, competitive, and valuable. At the end of the day, it's about the evaluation of the business. It's about making sure that the money is flowing to the bottom line, and we're understanding as distributors where the money is going and how we can improve our overall performance, not only for ourselves, but for our customers. We're built by distributors for distributors. We have over 20 years of experience in the distribution industry. We've helped over 1,000 customers, and we've created over $100 million of value for our customers in terms of processes automation, in terms of workflow, in terms of the analytics and insights we're going to talk about as we talk through the Profit Max platform. This started with our owner who was running his own successful business, and he didn't have a tool that solved his problem, so he went out and built one. And we've been able to extend from there to help these thousands of additional customers. We've been successful not only creating value for them, but also making sure that they continue to see the value in us. We have a 92% retention rate, an NPS score of 95, and over 21,000 users rely on Cavallo software. We pride ourselves on partnering with our customers, learning from them, and helping them solve their real challenges. Today, we're going to talk about the Profit Max platform. It's where our customers really understand where profit is won and lost, and how to make sure that they can keep finding that money, making sure it goes back down to the bottom line. There's two main pillars we're going to talk about as we go through this. There's margin intelligence, really understanding that gross profit, really understanding what changed down to the penny and where you can do something about it. And there's customer intelligence, understanding how you can protect your customer base or grow your customer base by avoiding churn or saving time with automatic customer segmentation. All of this is about turning insights into action, about not just getting data and not just seeing data within your ERP. It's about making sure your data is visible and you can work on it. It's about getting the margin clarity, understanding down to the penny where things are gaining or where they're losing. We understand how the different parts of an order are impacting your margin, the order volume, the order cost, who customers are ordering. All of that impacts your margin, and having visibility into that instantly without having to run another generic inquiry, having that available for you out of the box is immensely powerful. Finally, we can take all this information from the gross margin down to those scenarios, down to those orders, and really understand what's going to happen with some of those scenario modeling, understand how we can start thinking about using this information to plan for the future. It's how people maximize their profits using the Profit Max platform. The second area that we'll talk about is the customer, where the customers is where you can protect and grow your profits. We have automatic segmentation, no more spreadsheets, no more ways to look at this to understand who your most valuable customer is. It's available to you out of the box with the Profit Max platform. We have a predictive churn model that analyzes close to 50 different items that say really, so we can predict with confidence when that customer is going to churn. And we have the total margin at risk. If that customer churn, what's going to be that impact to the gross margin? What's going to be that impact to the bottom line? Why is it important to go work through that? And with combining the segmentation and churn, we can protect our customer base and grow our bottom line. So by knowing your customers, we protect our profits. All right. We're going to stop sharing here and jump over to the demo. Okay. So here we're seeing the Profit Max platform. Out of the box, we're connected directly into Acumatica. We're connecting data. There's no need to set up a generic inquiry. We're going to sync the data daily. It's going to be available for any user to see daily, having all the updates to understand it, feeding the data within the ERP so you can find it and take action on it. The initial dashboard here expand my screen real quick. The additional dashboard here has all the information you'd want to see. No need to build it out yourself. We have our sales, our COGS, our margin. We can actually see, and we're going to focus on this margin trend where we have this almost $3 million of increase. This company's done very, very well, period over period, year over year. We see that trend, and we actually look in May, there was this cross where all of a sudden they were a little bit trailing behind. Then in May, we started to see a real uptick, and we started outperforming. We take that variance over to the margin variance analysis. And this is where the Profit Max platform goes above and beyond some of the other analysis and tells you exactly why did that profit change? Why is this customer performing better? Why did we get that $3 million? We take that variance, we break it down into component parts and say, was it due to price, returns, volume, cost? And we say, what was the attribution for that change for each of those parts? So from here, we see, hey, look, we have a little pricing pressure. We lost money due to price. So we may want to look into that. But we gained a lot of this money. We gained a lot of this margin due to cost. And the great thing is, this is the tool, Profit Max platform, margin variance analysis, allows this customer to actually understand their cost and put those controls in place so you can start seeing positive variances like that. So I want to dive a little bit more as the business owner, as somebody responsible for profitability. I want to understand why these numbers are changing, what's going on. We can click into the Explorer. Here we see all that data presented and broken it down to that next level. We've taken that high level variance, we've seen the factors, seen where it is, and we can start seeing who's actually contributing, what customers are driving those variances, or what items have the largest opportunities that are driving those variances, down to the sales rep, customer class, item class, and other segmentation available as well to really understand and focus where we can improve our bottom line. The one that catches my eye, if I'm running my business, is, hey, this item here, this sleeping bag, I have a large variance, a large net impact. We can click into this and we can quickly understand what's going on with this. We are down $190,000, and the majority of that loss happens due to volume. I'm selling less of it. There's a little bit of pricing pressure, and my costs have gone up a little bit that are contributing to this variance, but the vast majority of this is due to volume. Not only do we see that the vast majority is due to the volume, but we see where that volume is leaking out. So Sabra Racket Sports, Champion Gear and Education, all of these customers have started buying less. So from here, I already see the sales reps associated with these accounts. We want the sales reps to go out. We can reach out to them, understand why this buying behavior has changed. And we can prompt this quickly to understand why has it changed, and then recommend either a new product or getting users to re-engage so we can protect that bottom line. We can also, as we look across here, we see this pricing and this large price decline. We can click in quickly to say, hey, look, the pricing here was within this dumbbell set. We have that ability to slide to expand one more time, and we see, hey, it's that same customer. We have this pricing impact. Our price is down $10 and our margin is down $5 because of this. This is impacts not only this one customer, but multiple customers. We have multiple sales reps. As a business owner, or as somebody responsible for my overall margin, I can reach out to all of my sales reps, understand their pricing as things have changed, to really target the next steps and how we can control that price to make sure I'm not giving away too much to drive additional revenue and finding these small leaks. The last thing we mentioned, as I mentioned at the beginning, this really helps us understand our cost. Right now, we're seeing that great variance, the positive variance due to cost. And right now, we're focused on, while there's positives, there's still some cost negatives where there's still other opportunities to improve. This sleeping bag, again, is another example. We can see this sleeping bag, that cost we have, for this case, we have our cost is going up and our margin's going down. So we have had a cost increase. We haven't adjusted the price appropriately. So we can make a change here to look to make sure we're capturing those cost increases, know about them, and make sure that we're protecting our margins appropriately. This is over a trailing 12 months time period, but this gets immensely powerful if you come down to a 30-day time period, where instead of having a positive cost gain in this case, we now have a cost decrease. So we can jump in immediately. Here it's this home run pitcher snap. So immediately I've seen in the last 30 days, I'm leaving money on the table due to cost. I can go talk to my vendor to actually get my costs back down. Or maybe I need to work with my sales rep to increase the cost, like increase the price to maintain my margin on these different items. That's how this variance analysis, understanding all the components of those price changes drives the business value. So we can get on top of this $4,000 change in the last 30 days before it becomes a $48,000 change at the end of the year. And that's how we can see those variance in terms of cost. So we mentioned we may really improve our business margin variance. You can see how understanding your variance allows you to control your cost, control your pricing, understand what levers to pull to increase that bottom line. But it's also about knowing your customers. And we have this customers module dashboard where you can come in and take a look at this information as well. It starts by having automatic ABCD segmentation. This is where we understand who the most important customers are. As a business owner, it's important to understand who's driving my revenue, who's driving my pricing, or who's driving my revenue, who's driving my profit, so I can make sure that those customers are handled appropriately and given the level of service they want. A lot of times people do segmentation on the revenue side of things. And they say, hey, things like, hey, I lose money on every order, but I make up for it on volume. This segmentation takes a more strategic view where we focus primarily on the profit that the customers are driving. So we have the overall profit margin coming from our top A customers, and we can see how that is all break down to the D customers that aren't as profitable. We can click down into this, and we see what makes an A customer an A customer. We see the average orders. You see the value of orders. We also see their margin, and just doing a quick comparison between these segments. Well, our A customers are ordering more, they have a larger order volume, but interestingly, they have a lower margin. This may be because I have preferred pricing for my A customers, or I may have a different area, but there's also an opportunity there for me to leverage that. And maybe I want to target my B customers, give them a discount so the profitability is more aligned with our A customers. We can click in, see that segment, and immediately have a list that we can download or share with other users to target this with a strategy to improve our discounting so we can improve the overall profitability of our business. The last area with customers is we have predictive churn. We know through customers' order behavior, how often they're ordering, the value of their ordering, and close to 50 different metrics that we can take from the order. We can predict with about 80% accuracy when that customer is going to churn and whether they're going to churn in 90 days, 180 days, 365, based upon a threshold that we set for you as the user, so it can monitor your business situation and be tailored to you. Again, a quick click down, we see here's our elevated risk, and I've actually already filtered this list just to my A customers. These are my most valuable customers who are at risk. From here, we can reach out to all of our sales reps, say, hey, how do we want to protect this lifetime margin of $5 million? How do we want to protect all of this $1.2 million that is at risk? Understanding not only who's at risk, but what's the impact. If these people don't order from me again, that's a $1.2 million impact. And it's about 5 to 7 times more expensive to go acquire a new customer than keep the old ones. So by focusing on this, we can see the impact that it's going to come directly to the bottom line and also improve the effort, because it's going to be a lot easier to keep these customers than to go replace that $1.2 million worth of effort. All of this quickly within a single platform to understand your data without having to run large generic inquiries. The data is updated daily. The power of this was great to see as we onboard new customers. I onboarded a customer just a couple months ago. In the first session, we showed them, hey, you have this one customer, this top customer, it's worth about $7,000. And they were just like, I didn't know about that. I went and did the demo that 2 weeks later, that customer is no longer on the list. I was able to ask them about that and says, what happened? Well, you showed us. So we were able to go talk to them. We were able to go re-engage them. And we found the behavior that was slacking, and we were able to re-engage that customer and bring them back. That's the power of having this data at your fingertips to really improve the bottom line. So we talked about 2 main levers within the Profit Max platform, that margin maximization and then our customer intelligence. There's other levers as well when it comes to additional segmentations, and additional scenario planning. If you're interested in learning more, understanding how customers are becoming immensely more profitable using the Profit Max platform, reach out to marketing@cavallo.com or reach out to myself, Nathan DeWinkle on LinkedIn. Happy to have a conversation and show you more.